is Personal Injury Court.
Good day, everyone. This is the matter of Caesar versus Foster. Mr. Caesar, it's my understanding that you're suing Miss Foster for injuries that you received when her horse and carriage hit you in the park. You're asking this court to award you $45,000 for your medical expenses, $20,000 for lost wages, $500,000 for pain and suffering, for a total award of $565,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Foster, your position today is this is not your fault. He's in the way and it's his fault.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Okay, well, let's get into the legal sauce. Now, before we do, Mr. Caesar, you've got headphones on. I want you to take those off. This is a courtroom, not a gym.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. So tell me what brought you to the park that day.
I work about a half mile from home. Okay, at my dad's pizza shop. I help make pizzas. It's a family-owned business.
Okay.
You know, they've had it open since before I was born. You know, I take an electric scooter to work every day, and I'm an avid selfie taker. I have about 20,000 followers on my blog right now. I think it's important to know because I'm able to monetize now. And you know, you get enough followers and you can kind of help out businesses by taking a selfie there. You know, just a few months ago, I took a selfie in a hotel lobby, posted it on their website, and then they gave me 50% off for the weekend. So
selfies can be profitable.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what brought you to the park that day?
Well, I was just taking a leisurely ride, and it's a beautiful day, sun's shining, birds chirping, families are having picnics. Okay, other electric scooters are there. I mean, it's a busy area. I stop to take some pictures, and as soon as I do, I lower my phone, and I see this horse and carriage just charging straight towards me. The horse looked like it was in full gallop.
We don't
Pulling
go up in the park.
a carriage.
Yes, I scream at the top of my lungs to get her attention. I yell, "Stop!" And that didn't slow her down at all. She didn't do anything.
Did you hear that, Ms. Foster?
No, I didn't.
Did you see him?
Yes, I saw him.
And not a split second goes by before I'm completely trampled by this horse and carriage.
Now, Ms. Foster, you remember this day, right?
Yes.
Before your horse impacted Mr. Caesar, what brought you to the park?
We were just doing our normal rounds in the park like we usually do, and all of a sudden, I see there is a man on a scooter and he's directly in my pathway. So, of course, I pull up the reins, I've hit him, he screams, I have the wherewithal to jump out of the carriage, I run over to him,
Okay,
I'm concerned about him.
Let's stop. So, Ms. Foster, you were driving that horse and carriage?
Yes, I was.
How long have you been doing that kind of thing?
Well, I've been doing it for the past 5 years. Prior to that, I was a school teacher.
Okay.
I taught 4th grade math. I love the outdoors. I love horses. I started very young around horses. I had a colt and broke it myself. And so when the opportunity came for me to rescue Bella, I jumped at the opportunity because...
Bella is the horse?
Is my horse, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you
My
know
rescue
Bella
horse.
pretty well.
Yes, I do, yes. And
So
I brought
you remember this afternoon when you're in the park?
Yes.
And you were in the horse and carriage?
Yes, it's my job. I drive the horse and carriage around the park.
Is this Bella?
Yes, that's her. Isn't she beautiful?
Yes, she's a beautiful horse. So you're making your rounds around the park. Is that what you normally did in operating this carriage business?
Yes, that's my job
Do
in the
you
park.
charge people for taking a ride?
Yes, I do. I charge, and I also can get tips.
Now, you said we when you were referring to operating the horse and carriage. Do you refer to we because it's you and Bella?
Yes, we
Okay.
are like this.
Well, I've never had a horse. I've had some big dogs.
Yeah.
But never had a horse.
She'll give you a run for her money.
I imagine. So, Mr. Caesar, tell me about seeing this horse coming at you.
After I yell stop, not a split second goes by before they just trample me.
Now, are you standing on the ground or on your scooter?
I've got one foot on the scooter, one on the ground, taking a selfie. And so I don't have the means to get out. Even if there weren't a scooter, I wouldn't have been able to move. She was just that close, and she was going that fast with that horse. I black out after that, wake up in the hospital. I don't even know how long after that. Didn't remember anything in between those times.
I don't gallop the horse in the park.
So what did you see when you first noticed he was near you?
All of a sudden, there's a guy on a scooter, and he appears in front of our path. And so, what am I going to do?
Well, let's go back. You said you're doing your round.
Right.
Now, that's going around the park, right?
Right, right.
Now, are you doing those? I know the old Pony Express commercials, right? That thing is moving. That thing is grooving, right?
Well,
Are
not
you
quite
moving
that.
and grooving in the park?
No, we don't go that fast. We never go
She
past
was
a
that
trot.
day, Your Honor.
We never go past a trot. We don't gallop. I mean, if we have passengers, of course, we're not going to scare people and, start clipping it around the park at all.
So Bella and you are in a nice trot, and then you see Mr. Caesar.
Yeah, next thing you know, he's right in front of us. He's in our path.
Is he standing still or is he moving?
No, he's taking pictures of himself. What do you think he's doing?
Does he seem to notice you?
Nope, he's oblivious because he's got the headphones on and he's taking pictures of himself.
No, they were around my neck
he-
just like they were today, Your Honor.
So you're out there with headphones on and taking pictures and on a scooter and...
So, Your Honor, the headphones
You
were around
look
my
up
neck
and you
just
see
like
this
they were
horse
today.
charging.
Yes. So, I mean,
Okay.
even if I hadn't been able to hear her, it would have been the same scenario where I see her, I yell stop, she doesn't hold back. And the horse came charging after me, and I hit my head on the ground.
So, Ms. Foster, you said that Mr. Caesar was in the wrong lane.
Right.
Now, you submitted a photograph to this court. I want you to go over to the plasma and walk me through this.
Okay. So this is me. I'm coming this way with Bella, and this is exactly where the trauma happened, where we met. He was supposed to be over here in the bike lane, but as you can see, he's straight in our path because he's crossed over the double lines.
So on the right of the double yellow lines is the bike lane.
Yeah. And at this point, I can't avert an accident because if I do jump up onto the curb with Bella, there is a group of school children there. So I try to get his attention. I mean, he's got those headphones on, and I even blew my whistle.
Oh.
But of course,
Like that?
he didn't hear it.
Like
yes,
that?
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
was
if you
too
got
close for me to-
headphones on, you're not going to hear that, right?
They're not on my ears, Your Honor. They're around my neck.
Did you hear that whistle?
I did, sir, but it was too late for me to move.
Well, you see those arrows?
Sir, I mean, it's a park, okay? I didn't, cars aren't allowed there. I didn't think of anything about being on either side, and so
Yeah, it's clearly marked.
Had you ever seen horses and carriages in the park before this day?
No, sir.
Okay, so seeing this was a surprise to you.
Yes, sir.
So when you're riding this scooter, you normally ride in the bike lane?
Normally, yes, sir.
When you're riding around in the park, are you taking pictures of yourself in the past?
I have.
And you had any problems with people bumping into you with scooters? They're everywhere. Those scooters
yes,
are
sir.
everywhere.
I mean, I'm usually pulled out of the way.
Were you out of the way on this day?
Your Honor,
So, Ms. Foster, you claim that if he had stayed in the bike lane, this would have never happened.
Absolutely. Stay in your lane, Mr. Millennial.
you know what?
You may
Just
return
wanted
to the
talk, Your
podium.
Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
She said it herself. There were children around. I mean, they easily could have been there. So the horse should not have been going that fast, regardless of who's where. That's
I've
common
already
sense
said
to
we
me.
never go above a trot in the park.
You've got some fairly serious injuries. Tell me about it.
Yes, sir. I have a broken left shoulder, a broken left wrist, and I actually have my medical bills here if you'd like to.
Okay, Sheriff Matt, would you retrieve those documents?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You're the best. Okay, I see here you've submitted some x-rays. Let's put those up on the screen and look at them. Now, this is your shoulder?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see your collarbone there is separated. Did that happen in this incident?
Yes, sir.
And you've submitted a second x-ray of what looks like your hands. You've injured your left wrist?
Yes, sir. Broken it.
I see that you're asking this court to award you $45,000 for past medical expenses.
Yes, sir. That's what they total.
You've also asked this court to award $20,000 for lost wages. How's this affected your job?
I definitely can't make pizzas anymore. There's no way with this.
You work for your mom and dad. I'm sure they'll slide you a couple extra 20.
Okay, it's sir.
So,
it's
is
a
this,
mom and
Ms.
pop
Foster,
shop.
is this just kind of a non-issue just because his parents have a business?
No, but I just think, just with this attitude that he can just be anywhere in the park, just goes to show you these millennials, they don't know their boundaries. You have to follow the rules in the park.
So, Ms. Foster, you brought Miss Isabel Lewis with you.
Yes, I did.
Miss Lewis, would you step up to the podium? What's your puppy's name?
Your Honor, this is Muffin. And Muffin is my emotional support dog. So we go everywhere together.
So what's your role in this whole thing?
Well, Muffin and I were in the park that day. And then things changed.
What did you see?
out of nowhere, like a bat out of boom boom, this person came speeding through the park. He was on a scooter. He was reckless.
Oh, come on.
He was weaving in and out of traffic.
I was not.
And then he almost knocked Muffin and me down.
Oh,
Which caused Muffin to get upset, which caused me to get upset. You can see I'm still upset.
And what did you see?
So what I saw was he had stopped.
All right.
Oblivious to what was going on around him. He was in the lane of oncoming activity. And then I suddenly saw that.
Your Honor, animal lovers stick together, okay? This is absolutely no surprise.
So this is an animal lovers coalition?
It must be.
Oh, are you the only millennial who doesn't love animals?
Of course I love animals, all right? We got plenty of vegan options at the
Ms. Lewis,
pizzeria.
you may sit down.
Thank you. Okay. Come on. I'm a little buffalo.
So, Mr. Caesar, you brought a witness also.
I did.
You brought Miss Thelma Walker. Miss Walker, would you step up to the podium, please? Now, what's your role in this whole thing?
I was on the curb when the accident occurred with my students.
And so, what did you see?
You know, we saw the defendant go around the park quite a few times that day. And one thing I did notice is that at the end of the accident, she put on her glasses. And as I recall seeing her earlier today, she was not wearing glasses.
Put on glasses.
She put on glasses, not reading glasses, but like actual glasses as if she needed them to see.
Miss Foster, do you wear glasses?
Sometimes.
Well, legally, are you supposed to?
In terms of my understanding, I thought it would go either way.
Well, your driver's license would tell us. Do you have your driver's license with you?
I do.
Your Honor, I actually did a little research before coming here today.
You did?
I saw a copy of the police report, and Mrs. Foster's license says that she wears glasses.
Sheriff Matt, would you get Miss Foster's license? Helen Foster, it's got you with glasses on. And it says corrective lenses required. It indicates that. You even took the test with your glasses on. You see that?
It's adding up now, isn't it?
Sheriff, you can give Miss Foster her license back, please. So, Miss Foster, should you have been wearing your glasses that day?
It was up to me. I mean, I don't really need them. I only wear them to
Would
to
your
play
glasses
sports.
have prevented this?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Not at all.
He's just in the wrong place, wrong time.
I only need them to see distance that's close up. And so I clearly saw him in the path. I can clearly see things that are further away. I just need them for up close.
Miss Walker, you saw her put her glasses on. And this is after the accident?
This is after the accident. And when she left the park, she still had her glasses on.
He should have heard me blow the whistle.
That's not the point. I was too close to you to get out of the way.
Order! Miss Walker, you may return to your seat. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Folks, I think I've heard enough. I'm ready to render my decision. In every personal injury case, there are three elements. The plaintiff has to prove that the defendant did something wrong and that wrong caused the plaintiff's injuries. Here, Mr. Caesar, you have put up evidence to show that Miss Foster's carriage and horse, Bella, ran into you while you were taking a selfie. You didn't know that they were coming until it was too late, and you suffered very, very severe injuries, and you're asking this court to award you $565,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Foster, you believe that he should have heard your whistle and gotten out the way, and frankly, he shouldn't even have been in that lane because it's not for scooters. He should have been in the bike lane. And thus, you think this is not your fault.
Exactly.
Mr. Caesar, looking at this evidence, I can't get around the fact that you are responsible for your injuries. Had you not backed into the lane, had you stayed in the bike lane, not been taking selfies, had you been paying attention, this whole thing may not have happened. You did not heed to this whistle that Miss Foster was blowing. I find you responsible for your injuries, but I don't find you completely responsible for your injuries. Miss Foster, I find you responsible for his injuries. Miss Foster, you had what the law calls a last clear chance. Even if he was negligent, you had the last clear chance to save him from that, and you ran him over with Bella despite the whistle. With the last clear chance, I find that you are 75% responsible for this, and you are 25% responsible for your injuries. In that regard, Mr. Caesar, I'm going to award you $423,750, which is 75% of what you seek. That is my final award, and this matter is adjourned.
So bad. I don't have
Thank you, Your Honor.
money. I'm gonna have to sell my horse.
Our attorneys across America just viewed this case for the first time. Let's hear what Gary Martin Hayes has to say.
I see a great lesson in this case. Whether you are behind the handlebars of a scooter, the reins of a horse, or the steering wheel of a car, you have a legal duty to pay attention to your surroundings. Both parties shared some responsibility in causing this wreck, but the defendant was more negligent because she wasn't wearing her prescription glasses.